Easier every morning when you woke up with vigor and you knew what you were going to be doing today, and we knew what we did was making the world a much better place for us and our kiddos. Question. Welcome to the show. My name is Lisa Mosby. I'm your host. Please grab your coffee and listen in, or click on the show link at winwinwomen.tv and join the show, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. This needs to be a conversation, not just me talking all the time. So I hope in future episodes, maybe you can join us at winwinwomen.tv and you can find my show there. Today's topic grabbed me this week during a heart-centered leaders networking Zoom call. I have been contemplating a rebrand of my business, and I know my message isn't landing with friends and clients who say things to me like, "What is it that you do? What exactly is it that you do? I don't get what you do." I hear that from time to time, and it's probably not clear because I have a background as a holistic health practitioner, as a wellness practitioner. I've been, taking care of people for a long time in their health and wellness. And then also, I started with a digital marketing company because it was a tool that I used to promote myself and promote my business online. And so now I support other people who do health and wellness with their social media and helping them get online, since I retired from my one-on-one practice, supporting people with nutrition and supplements as a holistic health practitioner. So it is confusing. I have changed careers in the last 4 or 5, maybe, yeah, 5 years, something like that, 7 years. So people see me one way in health and wellness, and now I'm showing up as, well, I can help you with your social media. Oh, I can help you create a landing page. I know how to do that. And what people don't get is that I did that. That was my business before. While I was married, I was in the technology and training field, trained tens of thousands of real estate agents across the country. Um, you know, had a huge impact on training for real estate agents. And then we sold that company, and I went back to school and started studying health and wellness and nutrition. My grandmother used herbs. My mom and dad were very much using holistic products and herbal products. And I was diagnosed with cancer at a really young age. I had skin cancer in my early 20s, which is unusual. And I started using all clean products and making a lot of my own herbal products. So I have this repertoire of things that I do, that I share with people, that I coach and teach on and offer workshops around. So it's really confusing. What is my purpose? What is my mission? And how do I actually show up in the world? And so during this meeting this week, this heart-centered executive leadership meeting, the idea of an anti-mission came up. And I was like, what? I'm an anti-mission? I'm going to get into that in a minute. But first, I want to talk about the value of a personal mission statement. We've all heard of that book, Finding Your Why, with Simon Sinek. If your why, your why is true if your why makes you cry. What is it that motivates you? What is it that gets you out of bed every morning excited to be up? Or do you wake up and go, what? It's another day. What am I going to do today? Or you're just off to work and you don't enjoy it. Or maybe you're struggling financially and you can't take the kids on that vacation that you want to take them on, or you can't buy them those shoes that they want, or I don't know what it is for you that is maybe it's not allowing you to live your best life, allowing you to show up with um, excitement and enthusiasm and jump out of bed because you know what you're doing today. If that might be you, if like something doesn't feel or something feels like it's missing. How about if we go that direction? Something feels like it's missing. We're talking about anti-missions today. So what if there's something missing that you just can't quite put your finger on it? So there's no foolproof formula to come up with this idea of a personal mission for your life, a personal mission. Some of us, we step into roles like moms say, well, my mission is to raise healthy, good kids, or my mission is to be a great wife and take care of my husband. My mission is to be a fabulous real estate agent. My mission is to be a wonderful doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is. So those are not necessarily a mission. They are things that you do. They are roles that you play. They're how you show up. Your mission is you. What's in your heart? What brings you joy? What motivates you, inspires you? What keeps you going? Is there a statement, an affirmation, if you will, a statement that you tell yourself when you get up in the morning, like something that just it's within you and it motivates every decision you make, everything that you do. It makes it easier to say no to the things that are not in alignment with you and your mission. It's kind of, it's the values that you create and who you're creating it for with the expected outcome that you're looking for. Let me repeat that again. It's the value that you create. Like, who are you? What value do you give to the world? Who are you doing this for? Is it for your kids? Is it for other women? Is it for other men? Is it for, certain people? Is it for animals? Is it for pets? Is it for the world? Is it for the environment? Like, who are you creating for in your life? And what is the expected outcome? What does it look like when you make a difference, you make a change, and things start to happen that are better for the world and better for our kids? It's kind of a statement of your vision, but it's definitely not what you do. And sometimes I think we get lost in that. And I'm going to prove that because my mission statement for the last 4 years has really been about what I do, not necessarily what's in my heart and why I do it. And so I was able to pull that out a little bit this week after we talked about this anti-vision. So before we get into the anti-vision, I'm hang on with me. It's the carrots out there. I want to share a few questions that might spur your thinking and help you begin to formulate the mission. And then I'll tell you the benefit of the anti-mission with that. So number one, let's start with a list of what it is that you believe. This is kind of the foundation of who you are, not what you sell or the service you provide or why you do those things. This is, what do you believe in the world? I believe everybody should have, food and shelter. We all do that. But so much, I believe it's so much that I've been part of starting 2 community gardens, that I used to teach free workshops on how you can harvest free food and make tea. I had a very sickly woman that I worked with. I met her and she didn't have a lot of money, but she was very frail. And she had called me a couple of times and I ended up taking her to the emergency room and sitting with her. She was a neighbor. And then I ordered Bountiful Baskets, which is this fruit and vegetable basket. And you pick it up once a week, kind of like a community CSA, where you share in the food production. And so there was a lot of things at that time that I wasn't eating, weird, different fruits or vegetables that I didn't want to try. And so I would bring them over to her house, but she still wasn't getting enough nutrition. And I was able to teach her how to harvest the weeds in her yard to make teas. And it turned her life around. She became this vibrant woman and she started getting the nutrition. She was frail and underweight. And once she started being able to consume nutrition and give the body what it needed, then her life got better and she was able to get a part-time job and started bringing in revenues. And so things started to turn around. So, um, I tell you that because it's more than just people should have food and shelter for me. It's like, how do we teach them to be able to take charge of that? How do we give them the resources, even if they don't have the money to do it? So it's a heart-centered place for me. So there is something within each of us that is that heart-centered place that drives us to do things in a way that others don't. We tweak it, we define it, we do it just a little bit differently because it is such a heart-centered passion for us. So that's where we're going with this. Number two, what is the problem that you are seeing in the world? Are we seeing, for me, it's nutrition. Like, how do we get enough nutrients in kiddos' bodies, in adults' bodies? A lot of the things, the ailments and the chronic diseases and things that we see are, because of nutrition. Like, we're not getting enough nutrition in the bodies. So how can we change that? And how can we make it available affordably for people? So that's really important. And then the other piece for me is money. And I'll tell you why money. And you think, well, that's just paper coupons, are you money motivated? Nope, there's more to it than that. And I'm going to get to that when I give you my mission statement. But this is about you at the moment. So what problem do you see in the world? Well, how does that line up with what you're passionate about? And what are you intending to do to fix it? Or offer another option? Have you thought about this? I want you to write these questions down. And if I'm going too fast, just get the replay and watch this again to go through them. Number 4, why are you doing what it is that you're doing? Is it just to make money, or is there a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose? Why do you do it? Why is it important to you? Find that, I find that by asking 3 whys, like, why am I teaching people social media? Why am I teaching, because they need to get their message out there. Why is that important for them to get their message out there? Because I know a crap ton of holistic health practitioners that I've been interviewing. If you haven't watched past episodes, go back and look at them, because I had a gal on, Cindy Fritz, who was talking about the Sedona method, and being able to move through blocks, things that are stopping you. She also talked about tapping on an episode. We talked about cranial sacral therapy. We talked about all these different types of modalities that are available to us, that we don't have to stay stuck. So the why that I do this is because the message is important, and I want to help all these wellness providers get their message out there. I was a struggling wellness provider for a long time, and somebody helped me bring in the people and the clients for me to serve, and now I get to do that for other folks in the wellness industry. Next one is, what is your experience that makes you passionate about this? I was treating my own, issues at a very young age. My mom and dad put water filters on our house so that we had clean water. And, we're talking in the 70s here, 70s and 80s, before that was the popular thing. They bought cleaning products from, at the time there was Watkins and Amway were the places where you would get those cleaning products that had a lot less chemicals in them than the things that you would buy on your grocery store shelves. Now there's tons of those. You can even buy them at the grocery store, maybe even dollar store has organic stuff. I don't know, but there's so many more options today. But my experience was, I was raised in that environment because we had some health challenges in the house, and things needed to change, and we needed to live a certain way so that we stayed happy and healthy and have the nutrients that we needed. So what was your experience that makes you passionate about this mission that you're on? Number 6, what would the best version of yourself look like? Like, how can you make a difference? If you got up in the morning and got to do X, Y, Z, how would that make you feel? Like, what's the best version of yourself? If you had to write down your day, 24-hour period, what time would you get up? What would you do when you got up? Would you do Bible study? Would you go for a bike ride on the beach? Would you go for a hike out in the woods? Would you have breakfast? Would you, do your emails? Would you do your follow-up calls? Would you have lunch out with a client? What would that entire day look like? What's the best version of yourself and your day? It matters, because as we pull all these pieces together, we're creating this balanced, joyful life that allows us to do the things that we want to do and make the impact that we want to make in the world. Number 7, how are you different from other people who are doing similar things? How am I different? My own experiences. I have lived my entire adult life fearful of another, skin cancer issue coming up. And every year I have to go into the dermatologist, and there's stuff that happens every year, and it creates a lot of angst in me. The other, I'm gonna just give a little bit. I was with my husband for 29 years, found myself divorced at 52 with no money. Why am I motivated for people to create a residual income? Because I found myself unable to take care of myself. All the plans, all the money that we had put away for retirement, all of that, all gone. And here I was starting over again. So, those two motivators for wealth and health for me, they're deep seated in my cells because of living through those experiences. So, what is it for you that is the reason, the mission, that heart-centered feeling that makes you want to do and change things for others? How are you different from other people? Number 8, ask former clients or employees or friends or maybe not family, because they have the best intentions, but sometimes don't know how to portray it. We don't want them to derail us, but ask former clients or employees how they see you. What do they think that you stand for? What do they feel that you do that's different than other people? We can ask other questions. We can ask these questions of other people, and it helps us give perspective. I didn't know that people were confused about what I do or who I help, and so that kept coming up as I was asking people. It's like, well, I'm really not sure what you do. I'm really not sure how I would work with you. And I was like, oh, well, that's not good. I'm supposed to be helping people get a clear message and putting it out on social media, and yet my message is foggy and unclear. So how am I serving at the best of my ability, at the best of my, for the best of my business, right? So something had to change. So it's starting to change. You know, I'm going to share it. This is my mission statement for the last 4 years. I'm here to fulfill my purpose because I believe that that's what I went through all of these things. So that I would define my purpose. I'm here to fulfill my purpose to advise, train, and come alongside you with simple solutions for life and business. So, simple solutions to make teas to get the nutrients in, simple solutions to put herbs in the boiling water before you do your rice or your pasta noodles. Or I have simple solutions for the kitchen. I have simple solutions for cleaning products. I have simple solutions for making your own skincare creams and makeup, even. I have a book that I put out, an ebook that's available at herbidea.com it's like 18 pages of making your own cleaning products because, though we had Amway and Watkins and some of those early adopters, I still learned how to use things from the kitchen that were edible to make cleaning products and skincare lotions. So those are things that I learned that make me stand out. They're simple solutions. So I really thought that mission statement covered it, but it didn't, because that's not clear to people. Oh yeah, simple solutions for life and business. What specifically? How can you help me? Right? I mean, is that mission statement clear enough? Is that a personal mission statement for me, not necessarily my business mission statement? Because I want to keep things simple and I want to make a difference in people's health and wealth, not just life and business, but actually their health and their wealth. If I can show you how to eat better, have more money, that will change the world. I know that. So here's the how of how I've been living my mission statement. Um, I've been writing and speaking on different solutions to get out there for people to achieve their desired outcomes. I consult with companies on creating a solutions mindset for corporate cultures. I guide companies on how to create marketing and communications materials that offer simple solutions with their message so that people know what they can buy, what they're going to pay for, and what they're going to get, and make it really clear and easy. Take all the fluff out of things and simplify our processes. So those are some of the things that I've done over the years over these last 4 years when I'm helping people. I speak to anyone who is ready for growth and expansion, especially those entrepreneurs or solopreneurs who know that they're not doing all that they can and they want to make a change. They want to go to that next level. Uh, Plus, I work to be my own best case study, my own best case study, practicing what I preach. So I am like a speedboat. I will change if things aren't working. I don't want to be like the land barge or the barge or the big cruise ship that takes a little bit of maneuvering. I'm a speedboat. If things aren't working, I can change it. And that's the beauty of entrepreneurship and the beauty of running a small business is we can change and we can make those adjustments quickly on the fly and see the results, see the change, and see how the change works quickly. So if something's not working, don't stay stuck. Don't be the cruise ship, that takes forever to turn and go into a different direction. Be the speedboat, make the adjustment. So just to be clear, and I am going to get to the anti-mission. I haven't forgotten. We are going to talk about that. But just to be clear, these things that I'm talking about are not our goals or intentions. Your business goals belong in your strategic planning. This is a heart-centered mission for why you show up in the world. It's a little bit different. I hope that you're getting the feel for where we're going with this. The business goals are really the result that we're pursuing from our vision. And then those goals help to hold us accountable, and they're the guiding principles. They're the core value. They're the guiding principles of our core values on how we measure success. There are key productivity indicators. You may have heard of KPIs. So that's what business goals are, or KPIs. Setting those operational things is separate. That's a different area than defining your mission. Why do I get up in the morning? Who are the people that I serve? Um, and what difference do I want to make in the world? Because I don't know, I've not met many people who don't have that desire. I want to be, change the world. I hear it so often with entrepreneurs. A lot of times people are entrepreneurs because they see a better way. They learn something through their life and experience that um, has caused them to find a simpler solution, a better way to do things. And they believe in it so much that they want to go out there and change the world. And so that's what we're talking about, is really defining what that looks like for you so that you live it, sleep it, breathe it, and it becomes really who you are. Um, I think it's, being inspired by something greater than you, greater than any one person or greater than any one product, greater than, like it's a big monumental mission statement. I don't know. I can't think of a different way to do it. Your mission statement is really linked to the why that makes you cry. You've probably heard that saying before. Does your why make you cry? When you tell it to somebody, does it bring a tear to your eye? Do you feel it in your gut? Do you feel it in your bones? Like, this is why I do this. And there's an emotion tied to it. It wasn't until I played with this idea of the anti-mission statement this week that I became a whole lot clearer on my heart-centered mission, because of the first time, this is the first time that my why made me cry. I've been saying it to other people why that I do this, but when I had to say, when we actually wrote the anti-mission statement, and mine's not crystal clear yet, but we had to, like, I wrote it out, that really touched my heart versus just telling people why I want to do this and telling them my story. I've said it so many times that feeling and emotion wasn't there anymore. It's just like, this is the matter of fact. I went through this and I did this. So how do you get to that point of your why making you cry? The anti-mission statement may help you. So I know, let's go. You're ready. Okay. How do we define our anti-mission statement? And the anti-mission statement is it's the opposite of our mission statement. So I wasn't exactly sure. I went through this, I didn't know about it, but I got off the call and I plugged it into AI and I said, tell me what an anti-mission statement is. And I gave AI just a little bit of background on me or my why or what I had been doing. And so here's what I said. I'm on a mission to inspire, encourage, and come alongside women who have their own, come alongside women to have their own income, because I was 52 years old. After 29 years with my husband, I found myself starting over, no husband, no home, loss of friends, and not enough money to take care of myself. It had become my mission to help women create residual income for themselves so this wouldn't happen to them. That's what I gave AI. And I asked AI to define anti-mission. If this is what I'm about and this is what I want to do and who I want to serve, what is my anti-mission? And here's what AI said. An anti-mission statement involves articulating the exact opposite of your core mission's intention and outcome. Of course, we know that anti, opposite of, right? In your case, my case, your mission is to inspire, encourage, and support women in achieving financial independence and self-sufficiency. Therefore, an anti-mission statement would highlight the consequences and realities of the world, or a world that neglects this empowerment, where countless women find themselves unprepared and unsupported in the face of life's unexpected challenges. Yes, that is true. I think I portrayed that in how I describe this. An anti-mission statement for your vision could be, and here's what it says: to ignore the critical need for women to achieve financial independence, leaving them vulnerable and unprepared for personal upheavals, such as divorce or widowhood, resulting in a life marked by financial instability, loss of self-worth, and an inability to provide for themselves and their children. Yeah. This anti-vision starkly contrasts from my mission, underscoring the dire consequences of the inaction and the profound importance of your work. It serves as a powerful reminder of why your mission is not just a choice, but a necessity to prevent a world where women are left disempowered and financially insecure. By framing your mission against this backdrop, you highlight the urgency and significance of empowering women to secure their financial freedom and independence. How did that land for you? I mean, it's not your mission, so I don't expect it to land for you. But the first time that I read through that and thinking about my own personal experience, and then thinking about all the women that kind of came out of the woodwork when I was going through this, it's amazing when you're in the midst of something and you start sharing your story, how many other people come out and tell you. I mean, people who I knew were married, in their 60s and 70s, had been through a divorce and raised 2 or 3 or 4 children on their own, and the struggles that they shared, and the lack of food, and the housing constraints that they were under, the things that so many of these families went through. It was heart-wrenching. It was gut-wrenching. It was like it broke my heart to hear their stories. And yet seeing their resiliency, that they found a new partner and their kids are grown up and their kids are having their own kids, and they changed their lives, but they didn't necessarily have the support system that would have made it easier. They really struggled. And there's a way for us to avoid that. We as women business owners. I mean, there are men too, but I have to pick a place. I can't serve everyone on the planet. 3 billion women isn't enough. But like I can only speak to women because I went through it personally, and I know what it was like for me to go through it. And that doesn't mean that these same principles don't apply to the men who are going through these challenges. Maybe they weren't the primary breadwinner in their relationship and found themselves in this position, or maybe they became widowed and they have kids and they have to raise kids, and they lost that second income. This can happen to both sides. So I'm not delusional in thinking that this only happens to women. I understand both sides, but this is where my entry point into the business game of supporting and helping these people. This is where I can enter. So um, it's creating a residual income. How do we do that? This opportunity of residual income has been around for more than 60 years with network marketing companies, and now we have affiliate products where people are using consumable products, and every time they pay it, you get a few cents. There's so many opportunities through Amazon and other affiliates online that if you started up a business and started sharing those things with people, you can create a residual income for yourself. A residual income just means that if you can't work, you still get paid. If people are still purchasing, you still get paid, whether that's creating a course or, selling consumable products that people need. Let's stop buying from the big warehouses and start buying from each other and creating this economy of residual income for those of us that don't have pensions, for those of us who don't have the necessary retirement monies put away, or for whatever reason. In my case, the stock market and the real estate crash in Las Vegas went down 80%. I lost my assets, 80+% of my assets. That's a devastating loss. And then you go into depression and you start, you're not earning, and then you throw a divorce in there and family losses, and it all compounds. And it was so difficult to rebound. And yet I interview so many people who've created residual incomes for themselves. Stay-at-home moms, moms who left corporate America, but they wanted to raise their kids and they still wanted the lifestyle that their corporate job gave them, were motivated to create that residual income. I can point you to hundreds of women who have been able to successfully do this. It just wasn't on my scope. I've used products from all of these people. I mean, my toothpaste, my skin cream, my supplements all come from network marketing businesses because I support all my friends who are doing that. But I never built it. I never created that residual income for myself. I grew a company with my husband and another partner. I grew another company with my husband. And those companies got sold, or, some companies closed. Life happened. So but I never created the residual income where it would continue to come in time after time. And I know people who have been receiving residual monies for over 30 years, and it has fed their lifestyle for over 30 years. So I'm on a mission, not just to help you do it, but for you to come alongside me and let's do it together, because this is a mission that I need to succeed in for myself, because I don't have any pension. I don't have any money set aside, or very little money set aside for retirement. Not enough for me to retire. In fact, I gave that word up. It's no longer in my vocabulary. I will continue to work probably until I cannot work anymore. And um, yeah, because I don't have the means to retire. Not that I want to. I want to have a life with purpose, and I want to make a difference. I never had kids, and I'm single. So, if you have grandbabies, it's a whole different experience. My mom and dad, the best thing they could ever done was retire so that they could revel in their grandbabies and their dozen great grandchildren. So this is just where I'm at. And if this lands for you, and if this could be of support for you, and I'm not saying retired people couldn't start to create that residual income, because this residual income, when you create it, is actually legacy income, because it can be passed down to those grandbabies that you love, or to those children that might not, that might be struggling. And especially today, when they're saying kids of today, they're one of the first generations, or they are the first generation that may not make more money than their parents, just because of the times in the economy. Well, that's a sorry sight to be in. We can change that by building legacy income, by building residual income. So this is my passion. This is my purpose, and why it's so important that I change my message to get it out there to the folks that I need to be talking to let people know that there's another way, maybe a simpler way, maybe a better way, at least another option to look at before making decisions. So that's where I'm at. The anti-mission is what helped me to get here and actually put some clarity around this. Now, I don't have a new mission statement for you. I wish I did. This all happened within the last 48 hours. And I put it together. I've been diving into things and researching and learning about it. And I was so pumped up and excited about it. I had just such a profound experience when you took it away from me. When the anti-mission said to me, what happens in a world where women don't have a means to take care of themselves? What happens in that world? And that doesn't work for me. That's not okay for me. So I hope this landed for you. If it did, let's have a conversation. You can go to lisamosby.com and book an appointment with me, 30 minutes, and we'll chit chat about your business and see if you need an anti-mission. And if you do need some support with your social media and getting your message out there, please reach out. You can, again, book time with me at lisamosby, MOSBEY.com. And come on back. We're actually changing this whole process is actually causing me to change the name of my podcast, and it's going to be a bit of advice. I'm going to interview other people who have experiences and can share a bit of advice. I'm going to share my own advice, and we're going to go in a little bit different direction with this. We want to have this information and this advice land for you so that you take action and that you can be the change you want to see in the world. So thanks for listening. Y'all come back.